Good morning, all. Good morning, all. May profits be upon you. May profits be upon you. May profits be. Let me get in this chat. Let me get in this chat. May profits. I'm going to put a link in my chat. Copy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. We are hot, and who isn't? Okay. So, we got some people showing up. Good morning, Bill. Always first. I appreciate that, sir. Uh, and you can hear me. Always on top of things, man. Thank you. Nebras, hey, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. I like to see new faces. I love to see new faces. Nebras. That's an interesting name. Nebras. Okay. Nebras. Okay. First, let's get to business. Okay. Let's get down to business, shall we? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Qasim. Qasim, good to see you. Leslie, I can't get started unless Leslie's in the house. You know what I'm saying? Hey, good morning, Alu Aluman. I think that's. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I can call you Al, would that be okay? Because I'm not sure. I don't want to mess up your name. Uh, Al Uman, I guess it is. No, Al Uman. Okay, look, I want to get down to it, and I'll continue with some good mornings and everything. Hey, from Iraq. Wow, Iraq, Nebraska. All right, from that's awesome. That's awesome. Shakumaku. Oh, all right, Shakumaku. All right. Um, what is that word? Sh- Shlonik. Shlonik. Ha ha. Shlonik Akoya. Okay. Let me see. Um, let me see. Now, this is the deal. I'm looking at Euro USD first. You know, I always look at Euro USD first. It is Cedric. From Rwanda. Oh, very good. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome, Cedric. Welcome. I see Cedric at the end there. Cedric. All right. Easy. All right. So I'm looking at Euro USD right now, right? And what I can see is, it's heavy because the US dollar is heavy. Look at this. Look at the US dollar. It's it's just, higher highs, higher lows since this is a 2 minute chart. This has been happening since let's go to the 15. Look at this. Since Frankfurt, right? Since the since I mean, look, it's been continuing since the news yesterday. Just bullish, 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 and then for Asia, it kind of topped out and moved over, moved aside, and then again come around Frankfurt open up into London straight up, right? And if we, and I already told you yesterday that I thought, price would increase, the strength of the US dollar would increase. I want to make sure everybody's hearing me. I'm moving my mic a little closer. Uh, that the strength of the US dollar would increase with the news and everything. And I'm looking for this high to be attacked, to be honest with you. And that's what I've been saying. Uh, with the news, that only confirms, right? So we are now mitigating an unmitigated zone of supply. Now we can expect some kind of reaction here. All right. This is the 4 hour chart. So with the reaction at the 4 hour, an unmitigated 4 hour zone, uh, I have two 15-minute POIs, places of interest here. And uh, we are entering the 4 hour zone, and I'm expecting some kind of reaction. Doesn't mean it's going to be a full pullback, but we just finished. Let me close that. We just finished going into a fair value gap here, filling an inefficient price move. So a pullback after this very impulsive move is, nothing out of the ordinary that we shouldn't expect. All right, it could happen. It could happen here. We could push up to the extreme of the 4 hour zone. All of that could happen, but I'm expecting to see some kind of reaction here. So with that expectation, we go to Euro USD, and we're looking for just the opposite, right? Prices bearing down into this unmitigated zone of supply. I mean, of demand. I'm sorry. All right, and we're at the 4 hour. We're coming to the extreme of the 4 hour zone. I want you to see this clearly. These dotted lines are alerts, because I believe we should be expecting um, reactions, right? We're coming down to a 15-minute reaction zone, a demand zone that I expect a reaction to. All right. But we're starting to reject here, and it's starting to make me think, why are you pulling up so soon? So I'm coming down to the 15-minute, right? And let's come over here. Let's come over here to the demand zone. Now, again, I want you to realize that we are in a 4 hour zone. All right, that's what the this area here. Let me see. That's what this area here is, right? The 4 hour zone. I just have it, hollowed out so we can highlight the extreme, the 15-minute extreme of the zone. All right, because that's where the magic happens, at the extremes. Got it? And when I say magic, what I'm looking for is uh, a full on reaction, right? So now we're going to come back over to the left side. Okay. And what I've been watching is price come on down here since Frankfurt again, just being bearish, doing the opposite of the Dixie, of course. And I'm going to get inside a little closer. I'm going to look at this price action up close. Now, what is my entry model? My entry model has always been a push down in bearish scenarios, right? Push down, a pullback, a lower low, a break above the pullback high, and a return to impulse. Somewhere in this leg, somewhere probably closer to the origin of this impulsive move, we'll find demand to take a high probability trade to the upside. Now, do you want to take this trade? It's counter trend, right? Isn't it counter trend? Because the order flow is bearish. All right. The market is bearish. Okay. The internal uh higher time frame structure of the 4 hour and whatnot, they are bearish. Those things are aligned. So do you want to take a counter trend trade? There's always an opportunity. All right. And if the setup is clean enough. All right. Um, like, like I just described what the my entry model is. You know, those are the counter trend trades you want to take. But there are two types of entries. There is the change of character entry, where price is making its way down. It looks the same way. It looks the same way, right? It's just smaller. It's just smaller. That's the difference. So what am I looking for? When you look for a change of character entry, your entry you look for the down candle to the low. You look for that down candle that doesn't break the low of the previous candle. That would be this one right here. And that would be your change of character right there. You wait for a price to break that high, and then you wait for the pullback here, and you take this trade. For me, that's first of all, a change of character is inherently aggressive. All right, because a change of character only indicates it's an early indication that there might be a shift in the market and that price is turning from bearish momentum to bullish momentum. All right, that's the early indication. It's not a confirmation though. A confirmation would be a break of market structure, a break of structure. A lower high has to be broken. For me, in a counter trend trade situation, in order for me to consider that pullback to take higher, I gotta see a break of structure, not a change of character. All right. Now, if price does hold here, right? Uh, then uh, and it breaks this high, I'll look at that. I'll consider taking that pullback, especially if it breaks that high. I'll take that pullback because now you have two confirmations. You know, uh, and I like a double confirmation in if I'm going to take change of character entries, I want two of them to happen. I want two of them to happen. All right, but I need to see a high broken. I need to see the beginnings of a higher high, higher low, higher high. I'm looking for that higher low then. You understand? Because now we're forming an uptrend. I hope you were able to keep with that. Break obstruction is a confirmation. A change of character is an early indication that the market is shifting, but the safer entries are breaks of structure. Now you see how we're dithering here, right? The reason why I would look at I don't automatically take it from here because why does that keep doing that? The reason why I don't take it from there is because um, uh, why I'm looking for this mitigation here. I need to see that mitigation. Those are the demand zones that I trust more. The ones that are actually mitigating a zone and then sweeping liquidity while it does so. All right, let's get this. Let me see this low swept. Let me see this mitigation here, and then let me see a possible break of structure, and then I'll take that pullback for a high probability counter trend trade. I hope everybody is able to keep up with that. All right, let me take a good look to see what's going on. I'm still seeing Cedric over there, my main man. Good to see you, Cedric. Okay, and Trading View. Thank you very much for attending. Let me see who else checked in. All right, I see Cosmo, I see Bill, I see uh, Leslie, of course. I see my man from Nebraska. All right. I see my man's Nebraska from Iraq. I see Possum. Oh my God, Nebraska. And Qasim's like on the Alhamdulillah. All right. I see T Lock Run all up in here. Grand Rising. All right. I know Lock Run is in a trade right now. Hey guys, do not forget to smash the like button and or give that boost. Cedric, I'm talking to you. Give that boost in Trading View. All right, and do like and subscribe. Hey, Obey, good to see you. I'm glad to see new faces, man. I love to see new faces. I'm glad to see you, man. I'm just thankful that you're here. All right. Oh yeah, Lockron is in US 30. Uh, let's take a look at the. Oh wait a minute, it's 7:46. That's something I want to make sure you get. This is the the New York session getting ready to start in about 14 minutes. Okay, so I like looking at the FX pairs in preparation for that. All right, as soon as the clock hits 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, that's the U.S. Open, also known as the New York Open. All right, and I like to catch a bus then. All right, I like to get on board a bus because there's a bus that shows up around that time because of the influx of volume that comes in. You know, if I see a good, solid, valid zone to take a trade from, to take a trade on, and I have my bias already locked. I know where, I have my directional bias of the market already set in my head and everything. I'm looking for a zone in which to trade. Now, look, the thing if you look at it at Euro USD and you see that we have this very bearish impulse, you got to think there's going to be a correction to this impulse. All right, this was the news impulse. You see the corny little minuscule correction there. So I'm thinking a bigger correction is coming, and uh, the market only pivots at demand zones and supply zones. Here we are in a 4 hour demand zone. All right, this is actually the 15 minute zone, or, the outline, but we're in a larger 4 hour zone, and we're coming towards the 15-minute extreme. So I'm looking at this as the possible catalyst to start the pullback. All right. Now that pullback might take some time because we had a very large, what do you call it? News, uh, news drop. News uh, fallout. This was just a large push to the downside, a large bearish movement, right? And when you have it like that, you got to expect a drawn out kind of uh, retracement or recovery. Okay, so it has to start somewhere, and the way it starts is usually you'll see an internal break of structure. All right, again, the you have to look at the the trading range that you're in, and when price turns upward, in this case, because it's a bearish push, when price turns upward, now we're talking about internal structure, and you have to see a internal break of structure in order for you to even think that okay, the correction is about to begin. That's the way you mark it. All right, when the correction's over, you'll see a breaker structure coming the other way. All right, and then you say, okay, that the up move is over, and you gotta just be cognizant. I love that word. You have to be cognizant of where you are in structure before you take your next trade. All right. So I'm hoping everybody is on board with that. Now we are in this zone. All right, and price is given a bullish reaction here. So this may be the second change of character happening. I want to look at other markets as price is turning here. Now, if you took this, you see these two candles here? I'm looking on the five. Let's go to the 5 minute. There's a 5 minute zone here, a 5 minute demand zone here. All right. And I think taking a trade from it, for me, it's a little too aggressive, a little too jumpy for me. I'm not going to do it, but if it's part of your trading plan, you do your thing. All right. So price on the 5 minute has already responded to the 5 minute zone. All right. If price breaks this high, like I was saying earlier, if it breaks this high, and maybe it doesn't break this, maybe it does. But if we get a break here and it pulls back, I'm definitely looking at this zone. I'm definitely looking at this zone to see if I see bullish price action. Because then we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low kind of situation happening there. You understand? On the as an internal, as the internal uh, structure starts to turn bullish. All right. Again, I will repeat. I'm not so sure about this zone holding up. So if price comes back here, I'm looking. I'm actually. Come on, man. I'm actually looking for price to come down further. I would like to see it hit here. That's where I would like to see. So we'll see. You know, taking one from here, is will bring some scalpers some delight, I'm sure. But I don't know if it's this is the turn because it didn't break that high. So it's on my suspect list. You understand? It's a little sus. All right, so I want to take a look at another market. I'm going to the S&P now. The S&P, the Nasdaq, and the U.S. dollar. I mean the Dow. They all run. Uh, they're very closely correlated. So looking at one is basically looking at all of them. All right, but I like to look at a S&P. You see, it's very similar to Euro USD insofar as if we go to the 4 hour, we have the news candle, right? Uh, we had the FOMC, then we had the speech, and then price, you know, just erased all of those gains, and we're coming down. And I think we're coming down here. Okay, why are we coming down here? Because this is an inefficient price movement. Price likes to balance that which is imbalance, like it did here. All right, this is inefficient price movement. That means this is all buy orders, right? There's no selling. All right, there's no sell orders here. Price comes back to balance what is imbalance. This is inefficient price movement. This is a fair value gap. This is an imbalance, right? And price comes back to balance that, and it will come back to balance this. All right. But we are bearish, and we have just broken structure. We have just broken structure. You know this is a legitimate zone. You know this is a legit zone because of the fact that it broke the high. All right, broke the high. We have a higher high, higher low, higher high kind of situation here. This is telling us this up move is over. This up move is over. Okay, and if you want to use trend lines, you can. All right, you can look at it this way and say, yeah, well, we broke the upward trend line. All right, I don't. I tend to look at the trend lines as just an illustration of what price is doing. All right. If it breaks this line, I don't base trades on it. You can if you want to, if that's part of your trading plan. But these tend to be where liquidity gathers, and the markets like to get those stop losses here for people who have taken longs here and whatnot. Comes back and snatch all of that liquidity. So uh, that's what I bear in mind anyway. So we have this break of market structure, and it's that's significant. And when price takes out liquidity, you got to expect some kind of pullback. Where will price pull back to get you? You know, that's what I think. I think, where can I get in? You know, where can I find a trade? All right, this will be the first place I look for to take a short to ride this train. This will be the first place I look for because it will be the first stop. All right. price could come back and pull up in here, make a fuller correction. This may take some time because this is a very long uh, candle to correct, right? So it may take some time. We may drift for a while, but we might see some kind of recovery, maybe 50% of this move, right? We may see 50% of this move get corrected, and that would be great. But I'm not advocating taking longs. All right. What I'm giving you is directional bias. And I think when price does start to pull up after taking liquidity here, you expect a pullback of some kind. After a break of structure, you expect a return to impulse. So we're going to pull up. All right. But today, for an intraday trade, we may get an opportunity to take a short from here. All right. You don't go further than wherever this low is. You don't, you're not looking to shoot for the fences in this situation. There's a great chance that price is going to to uh, retrace. All right. So I wouldn't be taking a short from here thinking it's going to come all the way down here. I'm looking for this. Boop. That's it. This is a 4-hour candle. On the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and 1 minute, there's plenty of range to get a 1 to 5 trade here. All right. Before it starts going up, because I don't expect it just to turn around like that. It's going to hit a 4-hour zone and react to it. And we can play that reaction. All right. Can you get the long here? You might want to ask that, right? Can you get that long here? If you're going to take a long here, this should be your TP. You understand? I'm looking for that pullback. And again, what you want to look for, because you're going to have an opportunity here. Wherever this one starts to that low starts to turn, you're going to get an opportunity here. Right? It's going to do this. All right. It's going to break that. It's going to make that low, pull back, make the lower low, break that high, pull back for a return to impulse, and then go up. Look for it. Look for it as it starts to get down further and further. But you have to find a catalyst. You got to find a catalyst. And I think we have this sell to buy wicks here on the lower time frames. Hello. Let me see. Let me get this first one. Let me get the right color on the lower time frames. Let's see what we look like here. Let me get rid of all of that action. All right. Yeah. We do have an interesting area here. All right. A lot of stutter stepping over here. All right. Price did react to this zone. All right. And price could come down to this unmitigated area. And that could be the catalyst that gets price to turn around as it's making its way down here. All right. I'm looking for an opportunity. I'm looking for a reaction. And you know what the kind of reaction I'm looking for. Boop, 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 boop. And we come up here. This would be my TP. You understand? I'm not swinging for the fences because there's a 4-hour zone here that has the potential to send price back at you. All right. So you know, what do you call you moderate your expectations. All right. I think if price gives us the turnaround, the reversal pattern, if price does that here, I do believe this high eventually goes, but this may be like I said, it may be a drawn out situation because it's correcting a very large drop. That's a large drop, and you're gonna think it's gonna drift kind of up. to make that correction. That's the way these things usually go. All right. Can we expect? Is there a probability that price goes lower? Sorry, there's a probability that price goes lower here. Yeah, there's a possibility because this isn't the strongest demand zone in the world. But again, what you're anticipating is that price will eventually start that trek up to correct because one, every impulse gets corrected and then a new impulse is started. That's how trends are formed: lower low, lower high, lower low, right? That's one thing. We broke structure here. After every break of structure, you have to expect that return to impulse. All right. That's the second thing. Two, we've taken sell side liquidity. When you take sell side liquidity, you got to expect a pullback. So there's good reason to think uh, there's a higher probability that price is going to turn around soon as we lose that downward momentum. Then you got to start thinking that we're turning around and we're going to start that pullback. I hope that makes sense to you. If it does, do let me know. 8 a.m. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lockron. Uh, Definitely can't wait for pullback for the big drop. Yeah, there's going to be a nice pullback, and it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be it's going to be pretty good, but you want to catch it. You want to make sure you confirm the entry. Again, this is a situation. I'm glad you said that. This is a situation where taking a change of character entry is riskier, riskier because you want to confirm that this you want to confirm that this drop is over, and the way you do that is with a break of actual market structure, a BOS, as opposed to just a change of character, which is a little more aggressive. You have a higher chance that of failure, that price will come back and hit your stop loss with a change of character. And after a drop like this, you want to confirm that this drop is over. All right. As opposed to just getting an indication, an early indication that it may be ending. You understand? Okay. Journal your reasons and sticking to the rules. You're doing good there, Lockron. You're doing good. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Uh, Cedric, you still in the house, man? If you guys, I'm glad I remembered. If you guys would like uh, a market checked out, you make sure you put your request in the comment section, okay? And if you have a winning trade from yesterday, like that US 30, the Dow setup that I had given, that turned out to be a pretty profitable trade for me and for the group. If you made money off of the Euro USD trade that was profitable for others that took it, I allowed it to go to what is it, 2.5 2.5 R. Uh, it went 1 to 2.5 for me, and then it went back and reversed on me. So I didn't get to it in time to manage it. But for others, they were able to get 3R off of it. And if you have those trades, I would love to show them off in this during this stream. Now, let's take a look at some other markets. Okay, so we're looking at specs. All right, this is the 15. I want to make sure we're right in the middle of where I'm looking for price to turn around. If price starts to turn around here, that's fine too. But I like to make sure I have reasons for it, right? We're at the end of this area here. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me take a good look at this because I think that might be a demand zone that we're at the tip of. And I don't typically, yeah, yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to look at is the extreme of this zone here, right? and I'm gonna see if price uses this as the reason to turn around now. So I got two POIs that I'm looking at. It's already eaten through. We're at the bottom of it, but price could definitely turn around here. Now I'm gonna go to the one because I think I see a change of character already happening here. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm looking at this right now. I'm looking at this right now. Look what time it is. It's 5 minutes into New York session. Could we get? We're getting the trading model. I want to tell you, we're getting that entry model here. All right. I like the reaction. I love the reaction here. Now we're broken here on the lower time frame. This is a break of market structure. Let me see what that looks like on the 5. Yeah, we are breaking. Look at that. I mean, this is the entry model. That's the entry model. All right. You want to break. You want to see that break. And we're coming right to that area. I mean, this was your 5 minute change of character here. That's where's your 5 minute change of character. Okay. Let's see. Change the character. Right. Always with the red dotted line. We get past here. We get past here on the 5 minute. That would. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. On the 5 minute, that would be a break of market structure here past these highs. So here we are. Interesting. This is on the 5 minute now. If that's strong enough for you, I like to look for a 15 minute at the very least for my entries because I use the 4 hour for my overall bias and all. I use the 15 minute for my mid range to get my important POIs, and then I look for the 5 minute to 1 minute for my entries. Right. I like to see at least a 15 minute change of character. I like to see a 15 minute change of character before, at the very least, before I enter a trade. Now, uh, I hope everybody got that. Hope that's clear. All right. So we came up to the came up to the line here, right? On the 15 minute, you got to understand this. On a change of character a change of character on the 15 minute is a break of market structure on the 5 and 1. You understand? On the lower time frames, most of the time. All right, usually, right? So I'll check out Obey. I will check out Gold right after this one. I promise you. All right. But thank you for putting in a request. All right. But uh, so what are we marking out? As soon as they cross these lines, as soon as market crosses these lines, that's when you start looking to see, are we going to pull back, and what are we going to pull back to? I'm going to mark this because price could come up here, and this is where the down move starts. This is a 5 minute now. This is where the down move starts. Can you refine this? Yes, you can. You can refine this demand zone down to here if you like. All right. This is a high probability area, but let's see how the break goes. Did we get at least a 5 minute break of market structure? All right. This change of character entry is cool. All right. You wait for price to come back down here, but pick your POI. All right. Pick your POI where you think price will come back to and reject from. If it goes away, I'm looking. This is what I got going on in my head. If it goes away and gives us a little daylight and then comes back, I'm looking forward to do its thing here. Honestly, all right. If it stays here and then comes back here, filling in this zone, you know, filling in that fair value gap, that inefficient price action there. I'm looking for this area here to be where price goes. This is an imbalanced area, and price will come back to rebalance that, and then come up. That's That's something I'm just putting out there, thinking that you might find a benefit in it. Look at this. Look at the price action here. There's a good reason to think of this area that I said this is the marking of the down move before the up move. All right. Let's see if we can. Let's you can be aggressive with this if you'd like. As whatever your trading plan says, but this area here, uh, if things remain the same here, this would be aggressive. Now, for me, I like to wait until after the New York Stock Exchange opens. The New York Stock Exchange opens up at 9:30 Eastern Standard. I like to take those entries best, but sometimes you can get that New York entry. You can get that New York entry in, and this looks like it may be setting up for to start that correction. Uh, so have at it. Do what you think is best. Price is already retested, or pulling back and retesting here. I think there's an entry of somebody could take a valid entry here because the buy model has looks like it has presented itself. All right, I'm going to check Euro USD real quick. All right, it's given that double move. It's given that double move that I was talking about. It did respond. It did the it did hold here. All right, so what am I looking for now? We done. It gave a double entry. This is the 2 minute. It gave a double confirmation kind of entry here. The change of character entry and all. Uh, it didn't break this market structure here, but what it did do is come down, pull up, respect this low, and then break that high. This is the beginning of the uptrend that I was talking about. That you get a high, a higher low, a higher high. All we need is price to pull back here. And I think this will make a good entry, providing this gives us the price finds its footing there. It's imbalanced, and I think it may make it's a fairly aggressive entry in my opinion, but I think it may present a good opportunity because the respect shown to this low. I would have preferred it to hit here. I would have preferred it to hit here. But because we got this, I'm looking for this so we can have an uptrend started on the for the internal structure. Does this make sense to you? This is this is the way this is how I see it. The how the markets give you structure points, and you have to acknowledge them. You look for those fair value gaps, all right? And I'm looking for this to happen. It's that simple. If you get bearish, a bullish price action, then that'd be great. I would love this high to be taken though. Let me put this high here. I'm just gonna put it here, and I'm gonna keep that in mind. That's all. That's all I'm gonna do. Right? Uh, what is this? That would be BOS. Okay. So let's see what we get. We get an internal break of structure. It comes up and then comes back down. This is going to be a hot spot. You understand? This it breaks this before coming down here. If it breaks this becomes a higher probability trade, in my opinion. All right. If it comes down here first, I'm looking for that bullish price action and the respect of that low. And I would love to be on that bus. So I'm gonna happily take this trade either way. But I would love it to do this because I think that's the likely scenario because this correction is going to take time. This correction is going to take time, and I want to be on the bus. That's all. Anybody want to be on the bus? Hey, Brandon Lee. Good morning. T. I did check. I'm checking EU right now for you. I'm checking EU right now, and Obey. I'm still there. I'm still there. I got gold in mine. I got gold in mine. Cedric, I haven't heard from you. Welcome. I'm just glad to see somebody from Rwanda. That's all. um, Giving a nice response. EU might give us what we need. Now, I want to check gold real quick for my man Obey. Let me see what's gold talking about. Let's do a quick top down, right? I should get rid of all of this because this is very distracting. Matter of fact, I think I will. And let me get rid of that. I was looking for a ringy ding. Wow, it is heavy. And look where it's hitting, right? Some people are going to call this a triple bottom, right? Uh, we are in, I think we are still holding here, but not for very long. This is the 4 hour, remember that. All right. We've just taken the low here. We've taken the low here. Uh, Swept that low for liquidity. And we have a bearish candle. You know what I would love to see, right? I want to see price take these lows. This is definitely a big old liquidity pool that I do not doubt. Uh oh. Uh oh. Okay. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt. Okay. So it did do what I was hoping it would do. Now, uh, if somebody took the buy from here, when it pulled up and took that change of character entry, they're happy. They're happy right now because it's coming up. I didn't take that entry there because I thought it was a bit aggressive for my trading plan, but I'm looking for the pullback. I'm looking for the pullback now. We've touched. We haven't gotten a break and close above that now, uh, but it looks like price has the intent to go higher. Let's look at this. All right. Whenever I see a supply zone form, and when you see that aggressive sell off, I want to see this. This is an inducement point. All right. And I need to see that in the structure. If it just pushes down like that there, just straight down and then starts, forming other structures and all, I tend not to trust this zone to hold. But in this case, we do have an inducement point. And I'm looking at this to hold here, right? And force this to come back down instead of going up here for the mitigation. I don't want that mitigated just yet. I need to have price come down here, mitigate this unmitigated zone, and then go up because this is going to be my target. Here's the deal. If it mitigates this zone first, it gives the potential for price to break these zones because it's mitigating a higher time frame zone, and there's a lot of there's reason to believe, after it picks up selling orders, it's going to sweep liquidity. All right, and that makes the lows vulnerable. Okay, so bear that in mind. That's why I'm hoping that price comes down here first, picks us up like a good Uber. We take it to our destination, and then we leave 5 stars for the driver. Okay. So my alert, that's not it. All right. Let me see if I can get it now. Nope. Do I have it? I just want the alert. I can't seem to get it for some reason. There you go. All right. I'm going to put my alert right here. And we'll see if it looks like it wants to come on down. So we'll see if we get that. Oh, I want you to track. Obey. Yeah. I want you to track my analysis. All right, when I'm calling the points that it will, that price will, uh, uh, potentially anyway, uh, reverse from or use as a catalyst to go, to make it to another zone or supply zone or demand zone. I want you to track that, because what I'm doing, I'm reading structure, and I'm not using indicators to do that. All right. There's nothing wrong with using indicators to do that with EMAs, and use your oscillators like a stochastic or MACD or RSI or something. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I used to use those things for a few years. So there's a place for it. I like a naked chart, and I'm not religious about it. Some people become fanatics about, oh, you guys who do the naked trading, or you just use price action or whatever, you guys don't know what you're doing, or it's easier to do it with indicators. Or the other side is, you guys who depend on indicators, what happens when the indicators fail? How are you going to take a trade and all this other stuff? I think these debates are silly and childish. There's plenty of people who make a good living off of using indicators. There's plenty of people who make a good living off of not using indicators. That both sides can see consistent profits. There's more than one way to skin this cat. So, having silly, nonsensical debates about using indicators and not using indicators is for the birds, man. It's for the birds. Hey, what's going on, Droid? What is that? Razar? GM, good morning. Did you cover the pound USD? Not yet. I will. I will. Hey, we may be coming in for we may be coming in for a situation. We may be coming in for a situation. If we can get past this, we got to get past that. All right. And if we do, did I pick the wrong one? Yeah, I sure did. If we do, this is the setup that I'm looking at. All right. Uh, how many pips is that? A 12 pip stop. This is a 2 minute. I don't like 12 pip stops. Let me tell you that right now. I don't enjoy no 12 pip stops. So I'm going to bring my entry down to this candle. This is the range of this candle, which swept that low. And that's what I want to see. Some people would consider taking the, let me get this right. Let me get this right first. All right. So a 9 pip stop loss. I can take a 9 pip. That's 9 pip stop loss. All right. If you want to refine this zone, which is what I'm doing right now, I could take it down to here. Price has a fair value gap between here and here. It could come and fill that fair value gap for deeper penetration. Some people take a 50% entry on these zones, and I'm really inclined to do so myself. But you have to also, one of the things I like to figure in my head is, what is my range? Do I have the range? All right, because I believe that price will could possibly have a lot of trouble getting past this supply zone. All right, so I want to make sure I have the range for my trade. You understand? So I adjust my entries so I can get better RR, risk to reward. All right. Sometimes you can overdo that and you can get missed. And for me, that's not a big deal. I don't mind missing a trade because I'm waiting for my price. So I'm going down to the one to see if I can get a closer situation here. You know what? I like this. You see that little zone there? This this level this level down here, you got to be careful with your entries, man, where your stop loss is. So I'm looking here. I'm looking at this area here, and this is about the same area where the fair value gap is. Yeah. So I'm going to squeeze this up just a bit, and I will take a 6 pip. Let me see. Let me see if I get it to 5. Let me get it to 5 because I want a 5. Uh, I want a 5 hour trade, and I want to make sure I have the room for it. Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Let me see. Looks like we're coming in. The Uber is coming to pick us up, and we did get a break and close above that high. So the reason why I note that is because GPP news in 6 and 7 minutes. Thank you, Leslie. That's a good heads up. That's a good heads up. So I'm looking at this entry here. The stop loss is a little aggressive, but I want my range to be clear for this 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 what do you call this this trade. I want my range to be clear for it. So I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking my stop loss should be good if price. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if price comes in and hits my stop loss and but respects this demand zone here, you know, if it sweeps that low or comes close into it, you know, I'm ready to take it. I'm looking at this a 50% entry here, right? I'm not entering at 50%. I have my stop loss below the 50%, the middle of this zone. So I'm thinking that it's a little, I should be safe. All right. The safest area is to have your low below your stop loss below this low, but that gives me a 10, almost about a 10 pip stop loss. And I would like it, for me, I would like it a little tighter. So I'm looking to make it a 5. I went through all that work just to ruin it. My 5 hour trade. There you go. So this here, I'm willing to take this. If it if price hits my stop loss, I will look to get back in this trade because I'll look at it as my stop loss was just too tight. All right. I'm hoping that if price comes close to this zone, to the middle of the zone, it'll turn around. That's my logic. All right. And we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. If price does come back into it, does take the stop loss out, but respects this high. I mean, respects this low or respects this low. I'll get in again. It's no problem. Uh, I'll get in again. I'll consider getting in right below, right at this zone. At the matter of fact, let me refine it to the actual zone here. This is a high probability area anyway. Let me see. Let me see. All right. I'm letting you guys know what my plan is. That's my plan. All right. My entries, my stop loss is according to my plan. All right. You have your own plan, and I'm telling you where the safest stop losses are. Below this low, below that low. All right. If you're going to enter once price comes down here. All right. I'm looking to make this 5R here. This is a higher probability trade because this is the origin of the move. All right, that's the origin of the move. This, I believe, is a decently high probability trade. It's just that I have a very aggressive stop loss on the entry. I'm hoping that price just taps and goes. That's what I'm hoping. All right. I'm going to take a break for a hot second. It's not going to even last very long. I'll be right back. Now, I have a swig of coffee. Mm-hmm. Mm. I want to point out it's 8:30, people. It's 8:30. Be careful. It's this is news time, and I forgot to do it again. I forgot to check out the news. I forgot to check the news. Forgot all about it. Doggone it. Let's see. Let's see what we got on the economic calendar this morning. Today, things are moving kind of slow on my computer because I got a whole lot of things going on right now. All right, today's Thursday. Look at all this news that's happened already. All right. Thank you. So the news came out for jobless claims. We're waiting for the numbers to come in. If they're going to come in better than expected or whatever. The next news is at 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard, of course. Uh, we'll see what's going on with that. I doubt if the news coming and the numbers coming in will be earth shaking. All right, because of that earthquake we had yesterday. Trader X, good to see you. How did your Euro Swiss trade go, Trader X? Hey, Droid Razor. Hey, I appreciate you saying that, man. Droid Razor says, I like your analysis. First time here. First of all, I love to see new people. I love to see new people, man. And uh, did you cover GPU? No, I didn't do pound. Yes, I didn't do pound USD yet. I got my eye on this Euro USD because I believe it's coming down. I'm still waiting on the news. The numbers have not come in yet. I'm refreshing the paper, the page, but the jobless claims have not shown up yet. But I have a whole lot going on my my yeah. The numbers have not shown up yet. It refreshed and everything, but no numbers. So uh, I want to take a peek at that pound because I know it's setting up similar. This looks like clean price action, y'all. This looks like clean price action, and I'm very inclined to. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. If I can do this. Um, what is my? I don't, oh man, this thing is not. Okay, there it is. There you go. All right, all right. If I can get in on this, that'd be great. Oh, I see what the problem is. I don't have my magic keys set up yet. Uh, okay. Let's say I'm just oops. Doggone it. I'm just trying to get situated over here. Why do you keep showing up over there? All right. I like to have this on screen and set and ready to go. Load. Uh, and I failed to do that this morning. Failed to do it. All right. All right. So I'm set up. I'm set up to go in action. You see how it's playing around here. Now this allows me to um, peek at pound USD, pound USD. Let's take a quick peek at pound USD for my main man. Uh, who was that asked for pound? Somebody asked for pound. Who was it? Oh, it was on this on in Trading View. Okay, that was Droid. Droid Razar. Is it Razar? Razar, or is it just Droid Razor? Okay, let me see what we got going here. If I can just get my life together. All right, so 4 hour. What do we got? Do I have situation set up here? This is old news. Old news. I'm gonna give brand new uh, uh, analysis on pound. Let me. I got to keep my euro under wraps though. Let me see what the euro's doing. Let me take a peek at it. Oh, we're right there. We're almost home. We're almost in that. Yep, there it is. All right. So let's see as it dances here. Let's see if we can get a push to the upside. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I don't have it here. Mm-hmm. All right. Getting all kind of unable to trade check journal. Why would you not be able to trade that? I don't understand. Huh. Oh, scatter. I got to set up one click. All right. So I'm looking at this. Now, what some people do is take an entry on their MT4s or MT5s. They'll take an entry, right, manually, uh, which is what I tend to do most of the time. Most of the time, I'll and then I'll put my stop loss after the entry. All right. With an EA, you can take your entry and have your stop loss and all of that set with a one click, with one click of the button, right? So I'm watching this, and just to give you guys a heads up, this is my backup plan if price decides to come lower. All right, this is my backup plan. I'll just re-enter the trade. All right, but down here at this zone, it's easier to see on a 2 minute. All right. So we'll see. We're getting a reaction. We're getting a good reaction so far. Now, uh, this here is where I I believe is a safe time to uh, put your um, to move your stop loss to break even, because it's breaking structure. It made a new high. A break and close above that high allows safe movement of your stop loss. Because what happens is if you put your stop loss up to break even at 1 to 1, a lot of times price will come back, take that low or take you out of your trade, and then continue on. All right, and that's the danger of moving your stop loss at all. You run the risk of getting taken out of your trade. All right. Uh, if you move it but if you move it after you break structure, then price has to come through this to get to your stop loss. So you have a nice buffer in between you and your stop loss. You have structure in between. You understand? It's about protecting your capital. It's about locking in your profits, right? So when depending on what your trade management is. My trade management is I take 50% at 3R, take the rest off at 5R, right? Once I take profits, I put my stop loss to what do you call break even, so I can lock in those profits. All right. If price goes up to 3R and then comes back to your opening, come back to your entry, you don't stand to lose anything, but that 3R disappears if you don't put your stop loss in place, right? So I'm thinking it's important to pay the trader. I take that partial, but only one partial. All right, take one partial, because if you start taking partials here, start taking partials at every time it goes an R, 1R, 2R, 3R, 4. By the time you get to here, your intent to make to turn $100 into $500 with a 1 to 5 trade. By the time you get up here, it's like 250. You know what I'm saying? So you want to bear those things in mind. I don't like to tinker with trades while they're in action, because you kill your profits, and over time, over X number of trades, you find that your profitability, your statistical edge starts to weaken. You don't have that statistical edge anymore. I like to play the edge, 1 to 5. That means I could take 4 losses in a row at 1 to 5. 4 losses in a row. I'm down what 4%, right? Assuming that I take 1% per trade, I'm down 1%, 4%. But on the fifth trade, I'm now up a full percent, right? Because you go 1 to 5, you lose 4%, or 4 trades in a row, you're down 4%. I make 1 to 5. Not only do I eliminate the 4R losses, the minus 4R losses, but I'm now plus one trade after 4 losses. One trade brings me back into profit. Not break even. You're in profit after 4 losses in a row. So taking the losses is not going to be a big deal. Now, what I like to do when what I do sometimes, I'll let you know, and the guys in the chat know that uh, when uh, price action may be a little janky, a little a little shady. What I'll do is I'll wait till 2R is reached. I'll wait till 2R is reached, which is what I should have done yesterday. Uh, if I can get 2R, price reaches 2R, I'll take off my initial risk without moving my stop loss. I'll leave my stop loss in place. I'll take off my initial risk, and I'll be worry free, risk free, worry free. But I won't take a partial at 3R. I'll just wait until it hits 5R. I only want to take one partial. You understand? I'll take off my initial risk. If I think price may come back against me, I'll take off that 1R, and that 1R at once it hits 2R, I'll take off the initial risk, and price comes back to my stop loss, no loss incurred, right? Price goes up to that 4R, happy days. Goes up, gets the rest of the remaining 4R in the trade, then it's happy days, right? So, and I may elect to do that because we're having a bit of a start here. All right, so price could come back down and then go back up. I'm hoping that we can get that 2R. I just love the fact that we broke that structure point with a break and close above. So it kind of demonstrates to me that price wants to go higher and mitigate this zone. I'm just hoping that it's starting its turn now as opposed to later. And I'm hoping that I'm not in too early. All right. I want to make note that sometimes with break of structure and change of character entries, price will come back, right? Come back and mitigate, and you take this entry. But that's the first mitigation. Wait for the second one because it'll sweep that first one. And some people with tight stop losses will get taken out of their trade. If you're going to take the first one, make sure there's no exceptions. Make sure your stop loss is below the low, period. All right. The low. So that if price does go up and come back and sweeps that low, you're still in the trade. You're in a well protected area so that you can take that trade up. Now, price broke that high, broke this high, broke this high. All right. That's two short-term lows plus a break of structure. I'm looking for price to hold here. I'm looking for price to hold here. I'm just hoping that my stop loss isn't too tight. That's all. If it is, it is. You know, and that's fine. I'll take that. You know, I went into this trade eyes wide open. I'm looking for this zone to hold though, because it seems to be a strong low, because it had it accomplished something. It broke structure to the upside, right? So I have some confidence in this zone. Plus, it swept here, so I'm hoping that all this trouble, all this hesitation here. I'm hoping that we can get it. It comes down lower. I recognize that this little price action here is against me, right? Against this trade, but it did accomplish something. So I'm looking for this to give me some follow through, and we're going to have to be patient with it. Does that make sense to everybody? You missing your entry? Check EU. How am I missing my entry? 837. What entry are you talking about, Leslie? What entry are you talking about? Numbers been out on Forex Factory since 8:30. Why why am I getting it late? Look look at this. The numbers still isn't haven't come in on uh 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 my Forex my FX book. That's crazy. That is crazy. But I'm checking EU right now, Leslie. So long time. Oh, that message was a long time ago. Okay, so uh, it's 8:48. Let me check those. Let me check my my Forex factory. Forex factory. I don't have it there. I want to check those numbers. I'm going to check FX Street. There you go. Let's see what we get here. I don't like the fact that it's meandering here. It's making me think it wants to. I want you to. When these entries, you want to see a bounce and then up. These entries. That's what I want to see. All right. I'm looking at my Forex book right now. I mean, FX Street, and today's Thursday. This isn't right. Let me see if I can get this right. Get out of here. Uh, November 3rd. November 3rd. Where ISM services? Okay. Over here messing around with this mess. Uh, Yesterday, today. How about today? Why wouldn't you have that as an option, right? This week. We got pound news. We got that already. That's 8 o'clock, 8:30. Where is okay? They don't have this as uh, the hottest news in the world. It's not even a red folder. Okay, that's fine. Building permits, CAD, and unemployment can decent, decent. Eh, whatever. This is better. That's much better, isn't it? That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that bounce, and we're almost at 2R. So let's go. Let's go. Use Forex Factory too. It's always on time. Listen to me. Listen to me. I stopped using Forex Factory. Laurie, first of all, welcome, Laurie. I love to see new faces here. All right, but I stopped using Forex Factory a few years ago because when I cross check it with other other calendars on reputable sites, what they were marked as red folders and hot news, red news or medium news or whatever, high impact, low impact, medium impact, didn't 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 you know they didn't agree with the other sites, so I stopped using them. Forex Factory. I love Forex Factory, the site, but you know, I'm looking for some reliable news, and apparently I can't get the numbers on my FX book. I don't know why that was. You know, what was that about? But I'm checking things as I go. All right, so this was a nice push. I want to see some continuation as prices fighting to get through this. Uh, we almost got to R. And if somebody's in this trade right now and we're dangling around 1R and all, I'm going to tell you, if you're a newer trader, you know, you want to practice patience. You want to practice good discipline, all right, good trading discipline. But it doesn't have to be immediate. It doesn't have to be, don't think that that's going to come immediately. You can, you have to be deliberate with your um, with practicing good trading habits. You have to be deliberate with it. All right. That means you have to do it on purpose. All right. You can fall into bad habits unconsciously because you're repeating that action and you're rewarding that action. It's like this. You might take a risky entry in a trade that you had no business taking, that you shouldn't have taken that trade, but it becomes, it goes ahead and hits your TP. It's a successful trade. Now you have positive reinforcement for a bad habit, and it's much more likely that you'll repeat that action the next time that situation comes. You'll take another bad trade because in the back of your mind, you think there's a high probability that it'll lead to a positive outcome, right? You have to be deliberate in counteracting that. You have to be deliberate in taking good trades, practicing good trading habits, and you have to be conscious when you do it. You have to be conscious. You have to consciously take these deliberate trades, take these you know actions, deliberate. You got to take deliberate. Uh, uh, Make your behavior calculated and deliberate. All right. So in this case, I want to practice good patience. I want to let this trade cook. I don't want to tinker with it. Tinkering would mean let me take a partial now. Let me take a partial now before price comes back and takes me out of this trade. All right. You have to have rules. Establish yourself some rules. I'm not going to tinker with it until it makes 3R. I'm not going to tinker with it when price is moving back and forth or whatever. You know, if it gets 2R, that 2R rule that I told you I sometimes do, that's because I have a tinkering issue. All right. And I said, okay, if you're going to tinker, if you don't like the price action, because sometimes that happens, like right now, I'm like, I'm not loving this price action here. I wanted to see price react to this demand zone and see some up thrust after demonstrating that it wants to go higher. I want to see some more immediate movement, right? So if I take a partial at 2R, I can remove the worry. I won't take a loss. All right. That's to placate that tinkering in me. I put a rule in place to allow me to reduce that psychological weight. All right. But I want to, I'm letting you know that that I don't like that rule. All right. I don't like that rule. I'd prefer to just take my trade according to my analysis and trust that analysis and trust the trade. Let it go. All right. That's my preference. All right. But I'm not a bot yet. I'm working towards being a bot. All right. But I'm not a bot yet. I'm human. So if I reduce the worry, I'm thinking, and I'm only taking one partial, I don't think I'm doing myself much harm. All right. Now, this trade, because it broke this low, right? Uh, there is some thought in my head that says we may get a return to impulse up here, and it comes against me, which is doing right. But will this hold? I'm just gonna let it. I'm just gonna let it play, and know that I have a statistical edge if I take my if I allow my edge to play. You know, in the end, if I take this trade 10 times, 6 to 7 times out of that 10, this trade is successful. And I just have to trust that. That's it. You just have to trust that. You have to trust your statistical edge. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going back to GU. Let me move this screen. Sorry. All right, there you go. Droid, you still in the house? Okay, good. Good. Let me see. GU is heading down. It's breaking the low, and it's making me think uh, EU is going to break the same low and try and mess me up. So we swept that low into this demand. Will we see a high? We did sweep that. We did have a sweep of liquidity up here before it made this move. So, you know, we'll let it play out. We're coming towards the middle of the zone, right? This dotted line here, right? That's the median threshold of this demand zone. Looking for that lift. Price has not decided that it is bullish yet. So I also want to point out something too. The last New York session uh, EU trades that I took, they ended up hitting stop loss, right? But on both occasions, right after, because with the other excuse me, with the other analysis I took, I take during the session, uh, during the my live stream. I've taken some great trades, and I'll put it in the chat of the this stream after it ends, right? But only the people that are around me in our groups that that know that I took those trades or whatever, that took the trades with me, know that after the stream we had some success. We had success in that market, and I just want you to know that again, if this one does fail, I'm looking to re-enter this trade here if it comes down closer here. I'm looking. You saw me. I gave the reasons for it earlier. If it respects that low, if it respects this low, a price comes down. Because my stop loss might be a bit tight. Might be a bit tight. All right, it's an aggressive stop loss. Yours doesn't have to be here. I showed you where the low that you should have your stop loss below. I showed you where here and here. So let me go back to look what time it is. It's 9 o'clock. GU, where is GU heading? Because it is very bearish and we haven't had a correction yet. I'm looking for something to be the catalyst for we're coming to it now. The catalyst for that turn right here, right here. I'm looking for a price to start the pullback, start the retracement here. And I think this is going to be a nice setup. All right. Yes, it's a bearish market, and any buy from here is going to be a counter trend. You understand that, right? But we're on the 4 hour. We're looking for intraday trades. So if we go to the 15, is there an earlier area? Yeah, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it here. All right. And as price touches down on the 15, we're only a few pips away. As price touches down, we're going to be looking for the same kind of entry. You want to, at the very least, see a 15-minute break of structure. All right. This is an impulse that has to be corrected. And up higher, there's a bigger impulse to correct, right? So once we mitigate this zone, I'm looking for this setup, right? Same setup, same thing each time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? That's it. We're looking for that here. You want to see a 15-minute change of character at the very least before you start looking for buys. Same way I was talking about on Euro USD. Okay. So this area might be the area where excuse me, might be the area where we see price turn up. I hope everybody's on board with that. Let me get back to my chat. All right. I'll take a look at Dixie. Thank you, Bill. Forex Factory. Okay, very good. Let's look at that. We're starting to get a little something here. All right, let me look at the Dixie. I looked at Dixie when I first got on. It's still heading up. We're having a reaction in the supply, 15-minute supply, I believe this is. Let me look over here to the left. Yeah. All right. Now, what I told you before, what I said earlier, that's what I'm holding to. All right. We have a 4-hour. We have a 4-hour zone here, right? This is the 4-hour zone. Got it? Inside that 4-hour zone, I got two 15-minute zones. We're in that 15-minute zone right now. All right. So while price is pushing higher, that means it's still strong, and my entry on Euro USD can be in jeopardy. All right, as price is entered into this 4-hour demand zone, and I was looking at the 15-minute extreme of this 4-hour demand zone for a possible entry. And again, I said it was aggressive because, it's counter trend. It's a little bit aggressive, a little bit, just a tad bit. All right. So as price is bearing down in here, let's take a closer look. I'm looking for a reaction. Oh no. Yeah, it it done tap me. It tapped me. My stop loss was just a bit aggressive, just a bit. My stop loss was just a bit aggressive above, just below that median threshold. And look, we're getting that reaction now. So I'm going to get in. I'm going to get in. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this thing done on MT4. I'm going to get in here. Hold on a second. Can I? Where's my one? Where is it? Where is it? One. Nope, it's not giving it to me. Okay. All right. There it is. Look at that, man. I'm getting in late. I'm going to put my stop loss below the low. Getting in late. I told you what I was going to do. I didn't put a pending here, and that's what I should have had. I should have had that pending. So I was anticipating such an occurrence. Uh, can I move this thing out of the way? Hold on. There you go. So my stop loss is down here. And I'm on the other screen right now. And I'm looking for this to give me what I need. All right. And as soon as we break these highs, I'm going to, run it. Told you what I was going to do now. It respected this low, respected that low. This was the time to get in. You see that nice correction? My entry is a bit late. My re-entry is a bit late, but I'm looking for price to come back and then up. So if you're not in, you still have a chance to get in. Let me see. Let me get this thing out of here. Why aren't you paying me any mind here? Thank you. All right. Thank you for the love of all that's holy. And we'll take it up here. We'll take it up here. All right. It's okay. It's all good. So what was I saying? GU. Yeah, look, we're breaking structure. This is a good sign. You know, I like to see a sure enough demonstrative move by the markets to say we are going up, and nothing uh, illustrates that better than a break of market structure. So with that move, you know what my entry model is. Wait until it comes back, and we can get in. Let it confirm. Let it confirm. You want to see a break and close above this. You want to see a break and close above that. Now, I told you earlier, for me, I like to see a 15-minute break of structure. A 15-minute chalk, change of character at the very least. A break here is a sure enough break of market structure. All right. And a pullback would be nice. All right. This would be your safest entry. It's a confirmation entry. All right. And that's the best entry on GU, in my opinion. Um, Wait until this is broken, because what you have is the entry model, right? Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it does. I hope it does. But I had I was, it's 9:10. We have the stock market getting ready to open up in about 20 minutes, and we are getting ready to mitigate demand. The whole idea here with Euro USD, Pound USD, whatever. All right. The whole idea is to look towards the correction phase of this very bearish move. right? We want to profit off of that correction. All right, even in the markets, this is very bearish. A market this bearish, right? You want to go. Your best trades are going to be to the downside, of course. You want to be with that bearish trend. But when price shows you that there is uh, a shift in the market where the order flow has gone from bearish to bullish, you have an intraday trade possible, a valid intraday opportunity to take price to the last opposing supply zone from demand to supply. All right. This trade down will be more high probability than this one, right? Because it's with the trend. But uh, this is going to have to be corrected. All right. And like I told you before, it may do something like this for a while. You understand? Because this bearish move was very extensive. So you got to think the correction will be drawn out. There's going to be some ups and some downs. I don't think we're going to get a reversal in this market. All right. Just to let you know, but we will get a correction. Impulse, correction, impulse. We're just looking for the beginning of the correction phase. That makes sense? Okay. That makes that's all I'm talking about. What time is it? All right, 9:12. All right. Let's see how Euro USD is doing. I didn't get my ringy ding ding yet. Uh, let's look on a 2 minute. We're doing well. Anybody who took the first entry that I took with the same stop loss that I had, I just made up for it. Okay. And depending on where you got in, depending on where your stop loss is right now, consider taking a partial. Just consider it. For me, I'm going to wait until we get to 3R, and then I'll take my big partial. Right. We may get a bit of a pullback, just a little bit, maybe to test the tops here. All right. Maybe to test that test right here. All right. This area right here seems to be an area that, So I'm going to hold. Once we get up here, that I'm going to take my first TP. I'm going to hold that trade, and I'm going to hold this trade and see how if we can get see price reach up into the midpoint of this zone. All right, so we're in the area where I believe there's a good chance that price continues higher, but after an impulsive move, even on a smaller scale, or even on lower time frames, there's going to be a correction, and then a new impulse, right? So, consider, like I said, taking a partial. All right. I like to I like to make sure that the trader is paid. Okay. I like to make sure the trader is paid. We are still in this 15-minute zone here, right? And we came down to the extreme of this 15-minute zone. I just want you to see this here. So we're looking for demand to follow through. We've come down to the extreme. And this was the reaction I was looking for here, because we didn't get it. Uh, uh, you had to figure, price might come down lower for a mitigation, a deeper mitigation of that zone. Let's see if we can get it up here. I hope people are on board with this. If you are, smash the like button. Smash that like button, man. You know, uh, hit the like, hit the like button if you like what I'm doing. Going, Bill. Where are you going? I got out both the DXT and Euro we're going up. Well, I like it. I like it. I dig it. You're in the trade. You know I am. All right, Bill, my guy. So I'm looking for more upside. All right. If you thinking about the earlier 1 hour loss you have, you got 1 hour here. All right. Uh, bring your stop loss to break even, and if you're considering just making sure that you're break even for the day. All right, and you want to protect your capital. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. That's fine. That's just an option. You know, or wait till 2 hour, and take a partial, and leave your stop loss where it's at. You know what I mean? You can do that too. There's plenty of ways to skin this cat. Plenty of ways. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. I want to make sure that we give price plenty of room to breathe. Now, I want to check out gold. Look at this gold. All right. Price did come down here and show and build a floor, right? That it came through. And we broke through that floor in demand. So I should have been down here. You should have been down here, right? As soon as price broke that high, you should have been down here. Let me get some of these things off. Looking for the possibility that price will, you're marking out a demand zone that price could come back and mitigate. Well, price did come back and mitigate that demand zone. And what did I tell you about the first tap? Sometimes that first tap gets swept with a second tap. As long as it shows respect to that low, we can still look for price to turn around. Okay, these candles have a lot of bearish momentum in them. All right, and we are mitigating a zone. Remember that, right? So taking change of character entries is quite risky. Personally, I like to see a 15-minute change of character at the very least before I look to enter a trade. And we got that here, right? You only need a a wick for that. You only need a wick above your change of character entry in order to take it. All right. This is your demand zone. We're looking for that low to see if it's going to be respected or not. With Dixie moving higher and showing strength, this could be a chancy entry. All right. So you might want to wait until you see some bullish price action here. All right. If you have it pending here, you just let it play. You just let it play out. If you put a pending here, waiting for a price after it came here, and that's my way of doing things, uh, and you put your stop loss a couple of pips below the low, right? And you let it play out. You let it play out. If that was your analysis, just understand it's going in that this is a riskier trade because it's going against the trend. Okay, I like to make sure that Dixie is on board when I take trades like this. So waiting for bullish price action, waiting for bullish price action as it comes back to your POI, and then taking a manual entry. I think that's the best way to do this. That's my way of doing it. All right. And when it comes to counter trend trading, I want to make sure you want to make sure that the market is telling you we're going up for sure. Okay, we're going up for sure. A breaking close in that direction gives you that kind of reassurance. All right. Wait for bullish price action before a manual entry here. All right. You want to make sure this low holds. But I did point out earlier that there was this liquidity down here, right? Price is going to come for that liquidity. It's a matter of when. We have that triple bottom that I pointed out, and uh, we don't, you know, we're not too, you're not too sure whether price is going to take this supply out first, then come up to the then start the pullback, right? Because it didn't start the pullback. Once it reached here, it swept this low. You have to think we're way deep into this demand zone. You know, we're close to violating it. So taking an entry here is little dicey, a little risky bisky. It looks like it's closer to taking this low out before it starts that pullback. We have to look for that catalyst that will have price start the correction, and that would have been here. We're already past, we're already looking past that at the moment. So taking a buy here is really risky, going against all that momentum to the downside. It looks like we're going to take this low out, so I would suggest you wait. I would suggest you wait on that. Let's take a quick check on Euro USD. All right. We have a fair value to fill. We've taken out these lows one after the other, right? We respected this low. You got to think, you know, after a break, a very nice break of that high, you know, this whole area of highs, after a very nice break and close above that, you got to think we're looking good. This is the entry model. You can see it very clearly. We have the low, we have the lower low, we break the pullback high, we have a return to impulse. You got to think that this counter trend trade should work, and that we have seen the signal after this break. We have seen the signal that price is beginning the pullback, the higher time frame pullback after that very bearish move. Okay, so I'm waiting on a ringy ding ding. All right, I want to close the stream with my guys in the don't be lazy, unfull screen your screen and smash that like button. Lock Ron, I appreciate that, man. uh yeah, I want to close this stream with people saying I've taken profit, I've taken a partial, I've paid myself. You know, I want to see, that's what I want to see. You know, if you're taking a partial already, you're closing in profits, or whatever. If you're in this trade, I want to see that you have paid yourself. All right, and that any losses, and for that matter, any wins that have happened prior to this trade are a distant memory. Bill Porter, thank you very much. If Bill Porter, if you had a like button, I'd be smashing it right now. If you had a like button, Bill Porter, I'd be smashing that like button right now, brother. I'm glad you made profit, man. Uh, I'm smashing the like button anyway. I can't find my thumbs up in the there you go. There it is. There you go. All right. At Bill. Can I get it? How do you? There you go. Why isn't my thumb my what? I don't understand this, man. Oh, I was supposed to pick here. Okay. There you go. There you go, Bill Porter. And we're moving. We're moving and we're grooving. I would like to target this high, but I moved the wrong one. I want I want my first partial. I want my first partial uh because it's going to take time to beat that high. It's going to take some time. But I want my first partial at the ringy ding ding. Right? Okay. Uh Droid, how you doing? Cedric, I haven't heard from you in a minute. What's up with that? Um I'm gonna close down that. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see if I can get it right. All right. All right. Whatever. All right. So let me listen, guys. If you are on this stream and you want to share your chart with me, just send a link. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. If you have a failed trade or a winning trade, and you want me to just take a look at it and say, hey, well, this was, point at what might have been your mistake or something like that there, or did you miss something in structure or something, just, put it in the chat, you know what I mean? And I will take a look at it. But listen, it's a screenshot I'm looking for. All right, a screenshot. So, you know, if you look at TradingView up here, look at my screen. You go up to that camera. It gives you. You can copy the link, right? Or you can uh, copy your chart image. I'm not sure if you can post this in the YouTube chat. You can post the link there. All right, but I'm not sure if you can put the chart in there. But if you're in TradingView, you can post the chart there, and we could use that. But because I'm going to have to put the link in my browser, and hopefully it'll show up. Sometimes when that happens, you can only there's a way to put the partial link in your TradingView. Look, 928. All right, guys. I'm going to after this push up, I'm going to manage my trade here. I'm going to put my stop loss up here. All right. I'm going to manage my trade. So I'm going to lock in the partial, right? And I'm going to lock in you know whatever. I'm going to secure the trade. Okay, let me see, because I'm going to take my eyes off of it. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it and let it go. Hold on. Yes, I am. Hold on. All right. The stop loss is best after this 3. So I'm going to hold tight on my stop loss. I'm going to do this here. I just want to put it on the screen. If you're, depending on where you are in your trade, if you took a partial, you should be, when you move your stop loss, when you take a partial, you should be moving your stop loss. You understand? All right, to secure that profit. All right, I make a habit of doing that. All right, there's a safe area, like I told you before. Here, once price breaks that high, there's a safer area to move your stop loss. All right, but I come from a scalping background. All right, so when price gets up 1 to 2 hour or something, I like to secure. I like to move my stop loss and secure it. That's where that habit comes from. All right. But there is a safer area here. Once price breaks above that, then you're safe to move. You're safer anyway to move your stop loss up above. I'm looking for price to come up above that I know that I'm coming towards the end of the stream, uh, as price as the New York Stock Exchange opens. But when I'm not looking at the screen, I want to make sure that you know my I'm not going to come back to it, and I'm going to be looking at a loss like we just did. I knew this stop loss was a little aggressive. Looking at it now, look, it was a little aggressive because I wanted to get that 5R in there, but uh, uh, if I would have left it there, it would have been about a 10 pip stop loss, and you know, it it is what it is. The entries, the 50% entry is a good entry to take. I haven't taken these in quite a while, but they are the 50% entries as opposed to where the stop loss is. This is a newer entry for me. I started this during the summer, uh, but these are safest entries. But a lot of times, price will come up short on you. It'll turn. Sorry, it'll turn. It'll turn here, and you'll miss. I got missed. I don't know how many times. So I started to uh, use the beginning of the zone as my entry, and 50%, or put my stop loss a little bit below the 50% area. I started that during the middle of the summer, and for the most part, it works out. But today wasn't that day, so I'm looking at this failure to make a new high. I don't. I'm going to put my. I'm going to, looking at this price action. I'm looking at this this low to hold. Again, this is what we're looking at. Chewy. This is chewy. All right. So I'm going to make an executive decision here. I'm moving my stop loss because if price is going to continue higher, if price is going to continue higher, it should respect this. It should respect this my entry. That's it. That's it. You know, but this is a rangy. It's turning into a rangy kind of situation here, right? And we knew that going in, right? That the correction would be kind of like this. So this is no surprise, but I'm waiting. I'm putting this here because I want to analyze another pair, and if I'm not watching it, I don't want to come back to it and see that price was hit. So if I get a ringy, if I get set my alert here, I'll know that break even is this trade is break even. I'm not in love with this price action, but I'm hoping that this next push takes us to the promised land. And I want a 5R trade. I'm telling you that right now. I want a 5R trade. So, but I'm willing to take my partial once we get up there to that 3R area. So let me take my. I would. I don't have to have a 5R trade. Um, that's 265. I'm looking at three. Let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take my. Once price breaks here, I believe we should see an acceleration to the to 3R. All right. 3R might be the move today. I'm looking at some kind of reaction from here anyway, which is why I had this as TP in the first place. So let's see if we can fight past these highs. I want to put my attention elsewhere. Can we fight past that high and stop all this dithering? We're at 1 hour, 2 hours, right around this high. If I get to 2 hour, that'd be awesome. 3 hour trades, the way I used to do it was take a partial at half. We'll see. We'll see. We're having a lot of trouble getting past this area. The chewy middle is what I like to call it. It looks like we might get a break even on this one, which is a indication to me that price is going to dither, and that's fine. I won't take a further loss on this. If you took a partial, good for you. Excellent. It is respecting the high. And I hate the fact that it's respecting that high. But if we get a turn, we get a turn. If we don't, I'm not taking a loss. I'm not going to take. Nobody should be taking any losses on this trade, in my opinion. It's gone into profit. Just manage your trade. You should not be taking a loss on this trade, in my opinion. I'm not taking one. That's for sure. So this price action is a little indecisive. So we're probably going to. I'm looking at it to get to close the book on it. I'm looking at it right now to close the book on this trade. This zone has to hold if it has a chance, and if it doesn't, that's fine. All right, so we'll get break even. Okay, I have it. So if we get a ringy ding and it goes break even, that's fine. All right, U.S. dollar. I mean the Dixie chopping. All right, we are responding to this supply. Got a little choppy chop going on, right? But it's responding to supply. I mean, we expected this supply to give that response, and we were trying to take advantage of that reaction on the lower time frames with Euro USD. That was what we were trying to do. Now I want to go to the stock exchange. I'm sorry. Look at how it's drip down, right? We hit the demand zone that I had plotted out earlier. So let me see if we get a change of character here. Do I want to take a buy in this market? Nah, I'm not. I'm not eager to take a buy in this market. However, if price comes down and does this thing, that does what I'm looking for, that break of that low, a push to break the high, to break this, break that structure, and we get a pullback, I think that is a decent trade. Some people are taking the buy from here, and my hat's off to you. My hat's off to you. Take that profit, put it in your pocket, and go home. Right? I'm looking at it. Oh, looking on the one, the entry was there. The aggressive entry. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. The aggressive entry was there, but our entry model was there. Look, can you see it? Can you see it? It's the lows was made. The change of character was right here. The break of the market structure is up here. It only tagged that market structure though, right? So when it's tagging, when it just you see a wick to it, that's all you need for a change of character. But for a break of market structure, you want to see a break and close, right? But when it just tags, it doesn't mean it's not going to work, all right? As a break of structure, you had the change of character here. Here's your entry. Is anybody missing that? You should not be, because with the indices, Leslie knows with indices, it's it doesn't play that second guess game. It doesn't say the way the indices work, the nature of the indices, uh, how it differs from FX pairs. If like I told you before, if just a minute ago, that first touch with the FX pairs, I'm saying make sure your stop loss is below that low, because sometimes it'll go up and then make a lower low, right? And then you take that up, right? But with indices, it's usually pop pop. It's usually the first one. And you can see at this bullish engulfer, it was a perfect touch. This was the entry, man. This was the entry. What time is this? 9:36. This was it. So if you're not in the trade, and I believe some of you are, if you're not in the trade, wait for the pullback. We just broke. These are confirmations that once price reaches these, breaks and closes above, it's not a confirmation it's going to come back. It's a confirmation that the market is intended to go higher. All right. So wait for the pullback. Wait for the pullback for an entry. All right. And pick the area that you think price will pull back to. This is the start of the down move. All right. If you go to the 2 minute, actually it's on the 3 minute, you can see that this was an inside bar. All right. Price will come to where that sell-off starts. All right, where the selling starts before the aggressive buying, that's where price will come to. If you look on the 3 hour, the 3 minute chart, this is it. This is the selling before the aggressive buying. All right, price came right back to it. All right, can we look for a deeper penetration? You can hope for one, but this is the entry. This is the opportunity to enter once it comes back here. I think this is going to be substantial. You call it support for this breakout to grow legs. So if you're not in, I would consider getting in. But what you want to also consider is, where are you going to put your stop loss? Safest stop loss is down here. You don't want to put it. You want to put it below a low, right? So these two seem to be the safest areas. This is a 3 minute, and this is the pullback here, and this is where that selling starts before the buying. I think this is an awesome area to look for buys for aggressive entries, in my opinion. All right, I'm looking for price as it made its way down here. It's taken sell side liquidity over here to the left, right? Let me see. Let me get to it. Took this. It also took out supply along the way. Took that sell side liquidity there. All right, and we mitigated this zone, this demand zone down here, right? So this may be the signal that price is heading up. All right, and we have some good, interesting whip saw in here, right? This is the open, so you have to be careful. Aggressive entries are already made. Do we take this as the signal to that this down move is over? Uh-oh. I'm break even on Euro USD, break even. All right, and that's fine. All right, and I'm telling you right now, I moved my stop loss early, because I don't want to sit here and watch it anymore. I'm pretty sure price is going to come back up here. So I'll look for another entry when I get off stream, because I had intended on being out of this trade. I mean, being off this stream by now. Doggone it. Yeah. I don't want to keep coming back to this. Uh, we have the demand here that price is still respecting that low. There is ample opportunity to take another buy here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reassess uh, outside of this stream. I'm going to concentrate on the New York, on the indices. All right. And I'm going to take a look at Dixie. Listen, oh my gosh, Dixie is wicked above the high. We took out these lows. We're still moving in a bullish way. We do have, wow, what was that? We do have supply here. All right. We do have supply here. It did break structure to the downside. So weakness. This is weakness. So I'm definitely looking at taking another entry on Euro USD. Doggone it. Again, if you're not in, you should be. I'm telling you right now. Take your look to take a just consider this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be sitting down on the side, and I'm going to concentrate on New York Stock Exchange. That's what I'm going to do. But if you're a Euro USD guy, you should still be in this trade. You shouldn't have put your stop loss with me aggressively, because I told you beforehand I'm moving it a little early because I wasn't in love with this price action. I'm not willing to sit here and go through ups and downs with it and everything. But if you would have got your entry in down here, like so, if you would have got your entry in down here, you'd still be in this trade, and you could ride it up. All right. I'm not going to keep chasing. That's not what I'm going to do. So I will look after the stream. I want to concentrate on what do you got? Specs. All right. And I'm looking for a great entry. All right. The entry salvo up here to come up here, take this trade. What we did on the 1 minute, all we did was fill in fair value gap, and we are reacting to this supply. I love this. I love this. Right? We took out that low. We didn't get a break and close below that low, but we took out the low. All right. Price could very well, because this is this is interesting price action, because it came up to sweat the buy side, right? Comes down, gives us a change of character to the downside. If price respects that high, and this is looked at as a displacement, this could be a move to the downside, further penetration down low. But we didn't get a break and close, so you want to be careful with any shorts. You want to be careful with shorts that don't have definitive a definitive break, bearish break of market structure. It's 9:49. I'm going to take this off stream, but I'm going to take this off stream. But I want you to look at this very carefully. Look at the indices very carefully. I'm waiting for this pullback to start. I'm looking for a sign down here, a bullish break of market structure on the 15-minute that will tell me that price is starting that pullback process, the pullback phase. But right now it's very bearish. Because price just took out supply, a pull up to a supply zone, a supply zone that took out this zone, took out the demand, may be a high probability trade to the downside, because it will be pro trend. Okay. News in 10 minutes. Thank you, Pearly Baker. I appreciate that. What's the news? What is the news? ISM manufacturing PMI. We have the Royal Bank of Australia also later on, but this news is for USD, non-manufacturing PMI. All right. Okay. Look at this. Look at this bearishness. That means Dixie is pushing. Oh, still kind of got a dither going on here. I'm waiting for this to turn weak. I'm waiting for this to actually turn weak, maybe to uh, mitigate here, right? And then continue up. I'm definitely looking for price to continue bullishly overall. I hope that's clear. But Euro USD is taking its time, and maybe I should have looked at Aussie USD or pound USD for this entry, because this is chewy, and this is when I see this this kind of choppiness, it makes me stay out, makes me sit on the sidelines. All right, I gotten tapped out one time already, and I got to break even on the other. All right, this was actually where I remember this was actually the loss. Right, I got tapped out on this one. Right, but the trade was valid if I would, and I gave this suggestion just to cover my behind with my viewing audience. Said this is the safest stop loss, and mine was very aggressive. So if you would have took this stop loss down here, a safe one, you'd still be in this trade. All right, but I don't want to be in this trade when price is moving like that. Let's look at GU. Yep, price is doing the same thing. Right, let's look at AU. Yeah, yikes. Right. Uh, this is, but again, I'm going to repeat this for the last time. After a parabolic kind of move like that, you got to expect an extended correction. And that's what that looks like. Okay. You want to sit through it, you can. There's other markets to trade. There's just other markets to trade, man. Like USD CAD. Let me take a look at USD CAD. Still got the dither going on. Again, this is on the 1 minute though. That's the 1 minute. Nasty. You could see that sideways dither there. So I'm going to keep my eyes on specs. This has the indices have a definite direction. I bought a deal on, and now I lost 330. Should I stop it now, or I should leave it? It might go up a bit again. Okay, first of all, Habib, welcome. All right, Habib. But what asset are you talking about? What in what pair? What market? You got to talk to me. Uh, what market are you talking about, Habib? Uh, and is anybody saying something on here? Let me close this. There you go. Pearly Baker News at 10. I got you, Pearly. Habib, you got to tell me what market you're talking about, man. Uh, Look at this mess. Wow, that is a harsh movement. Now, all I'm waiting on with the indices is for the pullback. I'm waiting on a pullback. I'm waiting on a pullback to a valid zone of supply. Because what we're watching as price keeps coming down is the failure of demands. This demand is a fail. All right. And there was demand here, there was demand here. All right. This is the reaction to that demand. Fail. All right. So I'm going to mark right now where those areas are that I'm looking for a pullback. Because Every time I lose it, every time I take any kind of loss on on the FX pairs, particularly Euro USD, if I catch a New York trade and it hits, it goes against me, I like to trade the stock exchange. I like to trade the indices after the New York Stock Exchange opens, and if I'm not in a trade in Euro USD, which treated me pretty nice, which treats me pretty nice. If I'm not in a trade on Euro USD, uh, and the New York Stock Exchange open, my attention goes from the FX pairs to the indices. That's, now, here is a zone of supply, and you see how price has demonstrated that it has, the order flow is bearish, and that the intent seems to be to go further to the downside. And I like that we broke structure here. That seems to be pretty definitive to me. So a pullback into this refined zone, I'll be looking for a short. There was a uh, a sweep here, which is just seriously important. Come on, man. Didn't mean to do that. All right. Which is very important. Um, to validate this zone of supply. All right. We have, what do you call fair value up here. We have an imbalance for price to fill. Price gets up this high. Price doesn't give me bearish price action. Let me get rid of this, because that zone is done. If price gives me bearish price action here, I will look. I will look to take it down to the downside, but I'm looking here first. You see, this one is the extreme of this demand, the reaction to this demand before it's taken out. So I will be looking for price to either come here for the pullback or come here for the pullback. And I'm going to be looking for bearish price action once it gets here, because these are flip zones. Demand to supply, flip zone. All right. And once this demand is taken out, and we're getting ready to do that, where they break in a close below this, we're looking for the pullback. So I'm going to put a alert here. Come on, man. Supply. Boom. All right. I'm going to look for alert here. I'm going to look to sell that, and if and I'll keep this one above as well. We got some news coming. What I just lost my train of thought. All right. And I'll look to sell from there. If price breaks this high, that means the higher time frame pullback has started. So I definitely want some of that. A sell is pro trend, the higher time frame pro trend. All right. We see a break of structure. Start seeing breaks of structure. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. That is very purposeful, isn't it? That's the news. That's the news. All right. That's the news. And it's the numbers came in lower than expected. I don't know why you can see it. The numbers came in lower than expected here. Okay. 54.4. And if you don't know what that means, if the numbers come in lower than expected, that should be seen as negative for the US dollar. Are we clear? The numbers came in lower than expected. So the US dollar, it should be seen as negative for the US dollar. However, we see a burst, a bullish burst in this market. That gives me a little bit, a little pause now, doesn't it? That doesn't seem like it weakened the US dollar at all. All right. But you see, price did come up to my POI here and reject from here. It did not trigger my alert. So that's interesting. I want to watch this. I want some bearish. I want some verification. All right. If you got in this trade, if you're already in this trade, it was a quick scalp, right? But I'm looking to see if price will give bullish price action here, because that news was supposed to have a different kind of impact on the US dollar, and I don't trust this early reaction. So that's something to look out for. I think there's some sneakiness going on here. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Look at this. I think this wick may have a good chance of being filled right now. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking for specs. I'm looking for specs to take this supply out. I'm looking for specs to take this supply out. If we take that supply out, uh, I'm going to keep my eye open on this. Keep my eye on this thing as we fill this wick. um, Price comes up here uh, to take this bit of market structure out and pulls back. If we think about the news, if we think about the direction that the US dollar is going to take, this may be the buy. And we may see the beginning of this drawn out correction. So I'm looking at this hard. I'm looking at this really hard. Are we going to take the supply out? If we do, I want to see price pull back to the demand that is responsible for taking out that supply. So I'm definitely looking down here, but I'm not marking anything until I see at high taken. If we get bearish price action here, I'm not taking this trade. I need to see this broken. I need to see that broken and then a pullback. I hope you understand why I'm cautious with this. All right. I'll need to see confirmations. That's it. I'm not jumping in anything. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it does. I hope it does. Guys, I'm gonna go on ahead off screen, end the stream here. I want to thank you for attending and watching these trades and listening to my analysis. Uh, do make sure you smash the like button. All right. Do hit that boost. All right. Boost me up, will you please, on the trading view. These things help the algorithms to find me. All right. And helps my channels to grow. Okay. Um, I will see you tomorrow as price hits this zone. If we like I told you, remember what my analysis is, and I will see you in the chats. All right. I think we're going to blow through this. But look, just bear something in mind. We did have this break of market structure here, a return to impulse, and we see bearish price action here. Don't be surprised by it. It's what I want to see is the follow through. I want to see follow through from there. But if we break this zone and it respects the low, then I know this high is going to get taken, and this becomes a target. So I want to. I'm thinking that this may signal the start of the higher time frame pullback, the long drawn out pullback. So we'll see what price does here, right? Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thank you. Oh, explain how we can find you on TradingView. Um, I'll show you if you let me see. If you go to uh, go to TradingView, right? And I want to open up on another screen. I'm going to hit the S&P index, right? Go to TradingView, anywhere on TradingView. Go to the TradingView home. Come up here to the community, right? And is that where I went last time? No. Go up here and just put in art. Look at symbols, ideas, scripts, and people. Put in RT money, RT underscore money on the first one. Got it? Easy enough. And that's it. So it looks like we're going to take this high. Now look, this demand zone. This is the demand zone I want you to pay close attention to, because this, if it leads to a candle body break and close above these highs, if price comes back to this demand zone here, I, I think that's a prime area to look for an early and aggressive entry. An aggressive entry, I will definitely be thinking about. Oh, look at this. We're already testing it. We're already testing it. I think this is a good entry on this, my honest opinion. But you want to wait until the supply is taken out first. You want to wait until the supply is taken out first before you take buys. You want to see supply fail before you take buys. I got in the Dow at the perfect time. I'm glad you did, Lockron. I'll look for that. Look for Dow entries in the chat. All right. I'll see you guys. I'm going to end the stream, and thank you for attending. And make sure you look at the check out my channel. Check out the links inside the channel for some good stuff. Find out where I hang out and where you can get some good instruction on how to work these markets. Okay, get good coursework. Okay, so let me go ahead and end the video, end the stream on YouTube. Thank you guys again. You guys are just awesome for your support, and I really appreciate it. You have no idea. You may have an idea, but I don't think you know how I really, really appreciate your you guys hanging out with me. If I can, I did the same thing yesterday. How can I get into that doggone my stream inside the studio and end it? I keep forgetting what the pathway is. All right, here we go. All right. So I am